for the first time since the pandemic. In April, President Trump imposed the highest taxes on imports in more than a century since the Smoot-Hawley Act, which deepened the Great Depression. After triggering panic across the markets, the White House paused its so-called reciprocal tariffs on dozens of countries, but intensified its trade war with China. Small businesses like this toy store in Virginia already reeling.
What would your message be to the Trump administration?
We can't continue like this. Uncertainty is no way to run a business, and it's certainly no way to run a country.
Trump appearing to downplay those concerns to ABC's Terry Moran.
People are worried, even some people who voted for you saying, I didn't sign up for this. So how do you answer those concerns?
Well, they did sign up for it, actually, and this is what I campaigned on.
But later this week, the president, for the first time, acknowledged that Americans may pay more for less because of his tariffs.
Maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30, And maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally.
And on Saturday, the country's best-known investor criticizing Trump's trade policy.
Trade should not be a weapon. I don't think it's right, and I don't think it's wise.
On immigration, the other key issue the president campaigned on, Trump is testing the limits of presidential powers.
Removing the invaders is not just a campaign pledge, it's my solemn duty as Commander-in-Chief.
Border crossings have plunged under Trump. According to Customs and Border Protection, there were over 22,000 encounters at the southern border in February and March this year, compared to over 378,000 in the same period last year. And according to the Department of Homeland Security, the administration has deported 150,000 people in its first 100 days. But Trump's immigration crackdown faces escalating legal battles. His use of a centuries-old wartime law to deport undocumented migrants with little or no due process to a notorious prison in El Salvador under scrutiny after the administration deported at least one migrant there by mistake. This week, for the first time, a Trump-appointed federal judge blocking the administration's use of the Alien Enemies Act to deport Venezuelans held in the Southern District of Texas.
We will not model our judicial system on El Salvador's kangaroo courts.
And on the world stage, Trump rejecting the post-World War II order of alliances and soft power. While Trump vowed to end the war in Ukraine on day one, the war rages on. Ukraine's President Zelensky and Trump coming face-to-face last weekend at the Vatican for the first time since that disastrous Oval Office meeting in February.
Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
The Trump administration is pushing a peace proposal that heavily favors Russia. It's unclear what concessions the president is demanding from Putin. And back at home, President Trump empowering the world's richest man, Elon Musk, to take a chainsaw to the federal workforce and agencies, gutting foreign aid and scientific research. More than 250,000 federal workers have been cut, will be cut, or took a buyout from the administration, according to the New York Times. Trump also carrying out retribution campaigns against his perceived enemies, firing career prosecutors who played a role in investigating him, targeting law firms, and purging military leadership. Former Vice President Harris sounding the alarm in her first major public address since leaving Washington in January.
They punish truth tellers, favor loyalists, cash in on their power, and leave everyone to fend for themselves, all while abandoning allies and retreating from the world.
And George, Elon Musk told reporters this week that it's been a very intense 100 days, that at times he was here at the White House 7 days a week, even sleeping in the Lincoln bedroom at times. But moving forward, he says he'll be spending less time here in Washington. Musk also acknowledged that his Department of Government Efficiency hasn't been as effective as he'd like. He also admitted that it would be very difficult to reach his goal of cutting $1 trillion from the federal budget. George?
Okay, Selena, thanks very much. Let's bring in the roundtable. Former DNC Chair Donna Brazile, former New Jersey